Hey, welcome to my channel. My name's Kian. Nice to meet you. So what do? I write fiction, I teach English, and now I make educational content on YouTube. I've been teaching English online for 15 years in Brazil, and recently my 11-year-old daughter told me I should stop being a pussy and instead start recording and uploading classes to YouTube. And of course she was right. So here I am. On my channel, we approach grammar a little differently. They are essentially what we're going to do is a lot of grammar classes. We're going to read some stories and things that I've written in the past and look at the vocabulary and the intent and the meaning of those stories itself, the premises and the morals of those stories. But our focus is going to be grammar. We want to look at grammar not only at the infrastructure, and you might say a rule, like present perfect is a have plus a participle. We want to forget the idea of rules. We're not going to look just only what the grammar is made of, but we want to also know, well, what, where, and why do we use it? Or when we say something, well, what are we trying to say? We want to learn English grammar through art and philosophy. When you were a little kid, 1 year old or more, when you started to develop language, first of all, you were able to understand imperatives before you were able to speak. So this is one thing we want to look at. What's the difference between consciously you, who experiences all the joy and exhilaration of being a person, and your brain, the unconscious mind, the cerebellum that's responsible for language? What is the nature of that relationship? When the student says, well, I can read and I can understand, but I can't speak. Well, we want to understand why. What's happening in the dynamic of the brain? Why is it more important that for you to understand when someone shouts out fire to run than to be the person that shouts out fire? Why is it more important to understand your environment than it is to speak in your environment? What can we learn through other people's experiences as opposed to sharing our experiences with other people? So the same thing, when you were a child, you learned your mother tongue through imitation and copying. Portuguese or Swahili or Turkish, they weren't the problem. The world was the problem. Your mom and dad, they armed you with the greatest weapon on earth, a question and curiosity. You were born a scientist and you said, Mom, what's this? What's this? What's this? What's this? Everywhere you went like a little detective, naming everything, absorbing everything. The language that you got, it became the solution to the world in which you lived. It helped you map your world. It helped you to paint and to name everything. Well, that's no different here. English is not the problem. English is a solution. We want to look at the world as a problem. We want to look at philosophy and art. And we want to start there. And in our discussions and in our grammar, English is what we get. It's the result of that. In the same way, if I want to go outside in the rain and I want to have fun, well, the dirt that's all over me is what I get. English is just what we end up smeared with by the end of this. So, if you want to have some fun, these classes will be, I try to make them as dynamic as possible, as weird as possible, as strange as possible. I will be uploading consistently. I work a lot. And I love what I do, and I love English, and I love teaching, and I love this idea of sharing knowledge. So subscribe to the channel, like, share, tell your friends, come along. The bigger we can make this classroom, the better. If there are no comments in the video, it's because I want you to focus on the video. The videos I love when I'm on the internet are from Harvard Openware or MIT Openware, and there's no comments in those videos, not because you don't want the interaction of the people, but you want everyone to look at the classroom. So this is what I want. I just want everyone to learn something from this classroom. And if you want to have a conversation with me, please send me an email. If you have a doubt, any type of a problem you're having in school, if you're having any issues whatsoever in communication, understanding something, send me an email. I'll make it into a class and I'll do something for you. If you're seeing this video upside down at the moment, it might be a setting issue on your end. So all I can say to that is the only way to solve that problem is to click like and subscribe. Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you in the next video. And yeah, look, as I say every video and every class, love the people who love you. Everyone else is just a little broken inside, but that's okay. All right, guys, I'll see you soon.